So all NBA fans know that the Minnesota Timberwolves has been a property of a fucking franchise in recent history. I mean, they have taken some of the most biggest L's that an NBA team could possibly ever make in the entire history of the NBA. Just to name a few, they passed up on Steph Curry when they had back-to-back first-round draft picks. They traded away Kevin Love, who was doing pretty well in Minnesota, for Andrew Wiggins, who they thought would be a future star in the league, and he's not even on the fucking team anymore. They traded away a young Zach LaVine for a 1-year rental for Jimmy Butler, where they made the playoff and got their ass beat in the first round. So obviously, they do not have a very good track record when it comes to just making moves. So in today's video, I want to talk about why I truly believe that this upcoming season for the Minnesota Timberwolves will either make or break the future of this franchise. I'll talk about the little moves that they made during this year's offseason to improve this roster, and then I'll talk about whether this team can even be competitive this season or even make the play-in tournament at all. But before we get into this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this content coming out of this channel, I would greatly appreciate it as always. Check out my last video that I did on the Boston Celtics and why I believe they are the most slept on team coming into the next season. I would greatly appreciate it as always. And with that being said, let's just talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. So like I said, the Minnesota Timberwolves has made little to no moves during this year's free agency. Like literally, they did absolutely fucking nothing. There's been a few trades, but other than that, they didn't sign anyone. They didn't really do anything. They really just kept their roster the same. So let's talk about the little trades that they made to slightly improve what they had on their roster. So first, they traded away Ricky Rubio for Taurean Prince. Obviously gives them more defense because that is very needed for this fucking team. I'm pretty sure they were one of the most defensive rated teams in the entire NBA. So obviously getting Taurean Prince, who is a N3D wing, he provides more defense when it comes to guarding wing players. It slightly improves their wing defense. And then obviously the big trade, quote unquote, for this team was trading away Jared Culver, Honcho, Herman Gomez for Patrick Beverley, who, as we all know, during his time with the Clippers, he's a pest on defense. Like I said, very needed for this team when you have a backcourt of D'Angelo Russell, who we all know can't play fucking defense, and Anthony Edwards, who he's not the best defender. Obviously, when you get Patrick Beverley, he's going to annoy the shit at you. He tries to get into people's heads. It just improves the defense on his team because it is very, very needed. So now let's talk about why I believe that this season is going to either make or break their future. Ever since they traded away Jimmy Butler, they just not have been competitive at all. They fell off completely. They just have not been good. Keep it simple as that. And let it be known that Karl-Anthony Towns has been there, has been through it all with this Minnesota Timberwolves team. I just can't say that Cat isn't wasting his years with this team. I mean, like, he's literally a top 3 center. He's one of the best 3-point shooting centers probably in the history of the NBA. It's just sad to see that this man has only been in the playoffs one time and has not even come close to that ever since. So when it comes to this upcoming season, if the Minnesota Timberwolves are not competitive as a team, if they're not even near the fucking play-in tournament at least, it would literally be time to trade away Karl-Anthony Towns. I mean, it's like, if they're not even in the play-in tournament at least, I mean, the NBA has literally provided them some sort of way of help just to even give them the possibility of getting to the fucking playoffs. If they somehow have a worse record than OKC, than the Rockets, who are literally just rebuilding teams that really want to fucking lose, it would literally be a fucking disgrace. It's not like this roster is bad. I literally, like I just said, those 2 trades that they have made, of course, it wasn't anything major, but it still improved the roster. And it's not like they don't have a competent roster built around Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Anthony Edwards. I mean, they have guys like Jaden McDaniels, Malik Beasley. Now they have Patrick Beverley, Taurean Prince, Naz Reid. I mean, they really have a good roster if you think about it. They just literally have not been competitive. Every start of the season, they always come out slow, and they just never recover. So if the Minnesota Timberwolves aren't in the play-in, it would be so disappointing. I get it, it's the Western Conference. It's obviously hella strong, but the Memphis Grizzlies, they lost Jonas Valanciunas. That was literally like their second guy. They literally downgraded and want to focus on long-term plans. So the Wolves are probably ahead of the Grizzlies. They're obviously ahead of the OKC, the Rockets, possibly the Kings. We don't know what the hell they're doing. You don't know what the Pelicans, what they're gonna do. And also the Spurs. The Spurs are now they have now just started their rebuilding mode. So that's literally what, 5 teams? That's 5 teams that I believe the Wolves are ahead of. So they should be in the play-in tournament. And if they're not, Cat really needs to start thinking about requesting a trade and not trying to pull a fucking Damian Lillard and try to stick for this team. So that's it for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you enjoy the content, comment on this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, give me y'all thoughts down below. And that being said, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I'm out. Peace out, y'all.